Hello everyone, Kevin Wenning. This is a video to answer some of the questions that have been asked over the last few weeks to people I've been talking to about the cycling and photography tours, and also who's the trip for, who should go on the trip, and maybe who shouldn't go on the trip. So I've got my phone here with my questions. I'm also recording because I forgot my lav mic today. I don't think of these things when I'm going on a bike ride, but hey, I wanted to do a video that wasn't sitting at my desk for once. So starting with the photography questions, how much time will there be for photography each day? The simple answer is 3 to 4 hours. We will shoot either in the mornings or in the evenings, either before or after our rides. We don't shoot while we're on the bikes, so you don't take your camera on the bike with you. And we try to go out early in the morning, of course, at sunrise, do a little walk around to the place that we're staying, so we get our cultural photos, and then get on our bikes and ride 3 to 4 hours during midday. And separate question there. But in the evenings, if we've shot in the morning, we try to get in at a decent hour, let everybody shower, get dinner. And then if you want to shoot in the evening, that's up to you, but we won't do an organized shoot on both ends of the day just because that just takes up too much of everybody's time. I want to give people time to relax as well. So 3 to 4 hours, either in the morning or in the evening. And if we're going to shoot in the evening, then of course we start our ride a little earlier in the day so that we have more time in the evening after we get into our location, get to our hotel, shower, everybody's nice and rested to go out and shoot for the evening. Okay, will there be photography instruction? Absolutely. I don't sell these as photography workshops because we're not focusing an entire day on going to one location and getting all of the best photos and maybe going back the next day if potentially, the weather wasn't great. So this is truly travel photography. You are in a location, getting the most out of it that you can at that moment. Meaning we're not going to keep coming back for successive days, where if you're a commercial photographer and you've got to get just the most gorgeous shot of, that cathedral for a magazine cover, you're going to be there until you get that gorgeous, perfect shot, right? Or until your visa runs out and you've got to go home. But in this case, we're doing travel photography, and that's what the photography instruction, of course, is for, to help you understand how do I get the most out of my camera, out of the situation, the scenery, the people, just everything that's right in front of you right now. And that's truly what travel photography is all about. Next question is, how much time do we spend on the bikes each day? I've planned these to spend 3 to 4 hours on the bikes every day. We're going an average of 45 miles, 70 kilometers a day, and we ride during midday. And the whole reason for that is essentially so we can use the best light hours for light in the morning and in the evening to get our photos. And then that whole midsection of the day, when I've done other photography workshops, we shoot in the morning, and then a lot of times we'll get in a bus and transfer to another location, and then we're at a different spot the next day. And my thought was, this is a wasted opportunity. I want to, instead of getting in a van or a bus and driving to my next location, I want to get on my bike. I mean, I'm in this country. I really want to experience it, and that's how I like to experience a place. I want to get on my bike. So that's the way that these tours are designed, really. And of course, it's very important to me that I find places where it's going to be an average of between 70 and top out at maybe 85 degrees Fahrenheit for the day, because we don't want to be riding, of course, in midday when the sun is beating down on us and it might be 90 or 100 degrees. That would suck. No, we absolutely don't want to be doing that. So those midday rides are planned in locations and seasons where we're still going to have temperate weather and it's going to be nice weather for us. Who is the ideal participant? Should it be families, solo travelers, couples, professional riders, or cyclists? So those are the categories that I've generally been asked about. First category there, families. Should families join? I'm going to say no, and that's simply because where we're going, we don't have children's bikes available. If you're a family that wants to ship your own bikes and you and your children are used to riding 45, 50 plus miles in a day on a regular basis, by all means, call me. I'd love to have you guys join us, but they're not designed to be family trips. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick today. I probably even look a little bit sick. Got the bugs going around in our house. Solo travelers or couples, absolutely. Solo travelers and couples, both very welcome. For couples, what if one person is a photographer, one person's a cyclist, but they don't both do photography or cycling? I would still love to have you on the trip. Of course, if you're not a cyclist, you might have to ride in a support vehicle, and it might be a long day riding in the van, because even the vehicle that goes ahead, they're still staying with the group. We're not sending a vehicle ahead to the hotel every day, meaning you would actually have to stay with the cycling group during the day. And then, of course, what if you're a cyclist but not a photographer? Actually, in that case, it's probably better for you because you're going to get a lot out of the days. And then even when we're in a location where everybody else goes out for photography, those are your free hours to either you can come out and practice and learn photography with us, or stay behind and just kind of explore on your own. So probably better for cyclists who are not photographers than the other way around, but both are certainly welcome. Should professional riders or cyclists join these tours? No, I'm going to say that because they're definitely not designed with those kind of miles and that much riding in mind. The rides that we're going to do, you'd probably say, well, my legs are just getting warmed up. This really wasn't worth it for me. So that's why I'm going to say no to professional riders and cyclists. But you're certainly welcome. I'm not going to say don't come if you really want to. There's no reason you can't. And then, of course, on the other end of the spectrum there would be if I'm a brand new cyclist or I'm a brand new photographer. Brand new photographer, yes, absolutely. Would love to have you. The only thing I do recommend is if you bring a camera that's got full manual controls, know where the controls are. You know, if I say adjust your shutter speed or adjust your ISO, or you're going to shoot aperture priority, it really helps if you know where those settings are so we can get to them quickly, because if we're in a spot where, basically anything that you want to capture and you've got to fumble for 5 minutes trying to find those settings in your camera, probably the moment's gone and you lost the shot. So that would be my only recommendation if you're a new photographer. And if all you have is a phone and that's all you want to use for your photography, by all means, you're welcome. The things that we're going to practice and that I personally like teaching the most are really about looking for light and compositions, looking for situations, not necessarily so much about, dealing with your gear. Know how to use your gear, even in your phone. If you have specific settings that you like, obviously know how to get to them quickly. Okay. Kevin, do you speak French? I do not speak French. This comes specifically from people looking to go on the Morocco tour, and I don't speak French. Of course, our guides with the bikes, as well as Open Doors Morocco, they speak French fluently, so they'll be able to help you. If you don't speak any English, it might be a little hard for myself and for Andy to communicate with you, helping you out with the photography lessons. So, sorry, I do not speak French. Okay, why are you going to Morocco in October? Won't it be hot? I've kind of answered that one already, but we'll readdress it. I've heard that the best time to go to Morocco is April or May. Morocco in October has those nice long days with the sun coming up around 7:30 in the morning, setting after 7:30 at night. So it has the best time as far as that goes for our sunrise and sunset times, and it's very temperate. It's not going to be hotter than mid-80s during the day, even in the desert. If we're on the coast, it might be even cooler, down into the 60s, as well as going into Ergshebi in the dunes. It might be even a little bit cooler at night, down into the 60s. And the primary reason to go in October instead of in April or May is we still have those nice long days for our rides, as well as our sunrises and sunsets. So we have nice long days. The weather is temperate. And then because it's high tourist season in April and May, that means that in especially the cities in Chefchaouen, Fez, Marrakesh, we would be just tripping over people, meaning you're not going to get as good of photo opportunities because there's just going to be packed with people, other photographers trying to get shots, and people are less likely to, less inclined to let you take their photo when they've got people coming and asking them to take their picture all day long. So just a little bit less friendly time as far as photography goes if we go in the high tourist season. Why do I recommend you have trip insurance? It's just common sense, especially if you are doing anything that's adventure travel like, which cycling in a foreign country definitely is. We're with a guide that's got us, covered on the backside as far as, getting traffic to go around us. We ride in the road, not on the shoulder of the road. So we have a very, safe zone as far as our rides go. Morocco itself, where we're going on my first trip, is very bicycle-friendly country, meaning all of the drivers pay attention to cyclists on the road. I have no worries there. However, it just is common sense to take your own insurance and make sure that you have everything covered. Likewise, if for some reason we would have to cancel the trip, that trip insurance, if you've got full trip insurance, that will cover any of the gap between what I'm able to refund you and what you've already paid, if that makes sense. So trip insurance has a couple of different purposes there. Again, this is a question that I'd love to go into more detail. If you have specific questions, give me a call or schedule a time. Let's talk about it. What do I most want people to get out of the tours? The thing I most want people to get out of the tours really is to connect with other people who have your shared interests. If you've ever been on a cycling trip with other people, or if you've ever done a photography workshop with other photographers, you know that you go home and hopefully you stay in touch with those people. You want to follow them on Strava, you want to follow their Facebook or their Instagram and see what kind of pictures they're working on, what kind of photos they're practicing, because you've spent time with them, you've gotten to know them, you've seen them grow, both as a photographer or as a cyclist. And the idea is to, have this trip with people who share those interests and share my idea that I don't want to sit in a van with a window between me and the world I want to see. I want to get on my bike and experience it, because that's the way I like to see the world. The only thing I think I really didn't address is who really should not come on this kind of tour. And I kind of talked about professional cyclists, but really the only kind of person that I think should not join this tour would be if you expect luxury and you expect everything to go completely according to plan, and if things go just a little bit off, it's gonna ruin your vacation. If we do have some of those kind of days where it's just rainy and we as a group decide, hey, we just don't feel like riding today, great. We can sit in a nice warm room and we can gather around a computer and we can do some photo review and editing. So we'll just add to our photography time. So there's always ways to enjoy your tour, and especially when you're with people who share your interests, there's no way that we can go wrong. If you get more questions, there's a section on my website for travel planning that gives you the packing list for your bike gear, for your camera gear, as well as a training plan. If you are new to bike riding and you definitely want to do this, plan on riding for about 3 months solid before the tour. So yeah, go visit the website, take a look for those. There's also an FAQ section on there with a whole long list of other frequently asked questions. But if there's something specific you want to know, just message me. I'm a real person. I'll talk to you. All right, cheers. I'm going to get out of here and hopefully finish my ride today before it rains on me. All right. See you later.